Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to op as Jett on Ascent. So opping is pretty easy. There's some basic rules you're going to want to follow. And as Jett, it's also even easier just because you have the dash, you have updraft, you have smokes, and you have knives to work with. So basically, mainly the dash is what is valuable to op with for Jett. But when you op on any map, not just on Ascent, but on any map, you want to think like, what is the first angle that I can peek to see them when they're coming out from the barrier, right? So like the barrier A is right here. So the first angle that we can peek to stop them from coming to sight is right here. This might seem like a dangerous angle to hold. Obviously it is, but obviously we have a dangerous gun. So basically for this, you're gonna wanna hold here. For all of these, we'll show you later. The reason you don't wanna op back towards sight is because you're just giving them control of all of A main, right? It's the same with B main. You don't want to give them control of B main because, well, you can hold a tighter angle here. So that's what we're doing. The first angle that you want to hold is you're going to start here, right? And then you're just going to hold like this. And it's okay to walk over like this if you want to, because you have dash, remember? So as long as you can land the shot, however you want to do it is completely fine. The one caveat of this is you have to listen for people jumping up here. If someone is jumping up, you can just move to the right, and you see how when I move to the right, it blocks this right here, so I don't have to worry about that, and all I have to worry about is up top. And again, as we get the shot here, we're just gonna dash out, and then after we dash, we can throw some smokes. And now we're gonna want to reposition. We can either go heaven, or we can come over to here, right? And if you come over to here, we can hold like this. This angle is really nice, and we can also hold cat from here, because we don't really want to walk up to cat after we take that shot in main, because they could already be up cat unless we have like a teammate or something. So again, heaven's also a pretty viable option. But now I'm going to go ahead and move over to cat. So again, let's go ahead and just assume that the round is just starting. The barrier has not fallen yet. And so they're over here toward link, and they're also up here. So the first thing that we're going to want to hold here is obviously going to be mid link. Well, maybe not obviously for some of you, but if you op, this is probably something you've held before. So this is pretty simple, pretty free kill if they peek you. And so yeah, another thing about opping is that you're going to want to be unpredictable with where you play. You don't want to just do the same peek every single round. So you're going to, all of these angles I'm showing you, you're going to want to swap between all of them and try to predict where you think they're going to go. So obviously if you kill one at A main one run, you're probably not going to want to go A again because they're going to try to avoid the op by not going there. So maybe go A a couple rounds after. So here's another angle you can play. Again, you can also cross, play a little bit tighter. Again, we have the dash to work with. If you want to get really ballsy, we can have this smoke or something. Ask someone to smoke it and then peek up here like this. But I would not highly suggest that. Maybe just occasionally. Again, this angle right here is really nice. You can also play up heaven if you want to defend cat or tree from here. But again, those are more passive. We always want to start here and here at the beginning of the rounds. So next, there's this barrier here stopping them there, and the barrier for us is only here, so we can actually start like right here, and then we're going to want to just walk up until we can see here. One thing that people will do is they'll jump peek around this box, and they'll also jump over the box, so you can actually place your crosshair here if you think they're going to do that, or like right here, because you can shoot them through the box and kill them. Otherwise, you're just going to aim right here, and if they just walk out, you're going to get a free kill. And again, you can smoke mid, just run back, reposition. After we get a kill, after we shoot with the op, we mostly want to reposition. Re-peeking with the op's generally not great because you can just get one-tapped, but it's sometimes good to go for a re-peek in certain scenarios, but definitely not into like multiple people. So next, I'm going to go ahead and go into, also, one more thing for mid. We don't have to hold this angle, we can also hold this angle from tiles. So like say you've been playing A and you want to swap it up, you can come over here, op right here, and again, we have to be careful with this dash because you see I am actually vulnerable here, so you might want to take the shot and then smoke and then run out, or dash out after you smoke, something like that. But now we're going to go ahead and go over to B. Basically opping B, what you want to do is the same thing as A main. You can hold like this tight, or you can just kind of walk across, because again we have the dash to work with. So doing this is going to be unexpected, and it's going to maybe actually allow you to catch them more off guard, because when you op, people definitely aren't expecting you to be here. So you get the shot, dash, you see I'm completely safe when I dash. There's no way I can die unless I have a ping diff. But again, smoke it, because smoking it always people are always going to be cautious of that because they don't know if you're going to re-peek through the smoke, or if you have a shorty, like they don't really want to push you, right? They're scared of you. So after we do this play in B main, we can fall back. A good place to go is always going to be market. The reason market is good to play with an op is because, again, we have this angle mid. We can rotate to here and just see if there's anyone mid, anywhere here. And then we can also just hold like this right here because, you know, if you killed one B main and you dashed out, there's probably going to be more. But more than likely, if you kill one with an op, they might leave. So I still expect them to be here, though. It's always good to just... because you'd be surprised how many times people peek you, even though you killed their teammate with an op. So just hold this, you know. If you feel like they're not coming, you can come mid. You're not going to have your dash, though, so be careful. I wouldn't suggest going sight with op, but we can op from CT as well. This is completely fine. I would suggest, if you don't have dash, try to stick to the left side here, because you're going to want to not be stuck on the right side. So that's going to be about it for the positioning of all of this, but now we can talk about when to rotate where. So like I said, playing the same, so a lot of people probably are naturally going to want to op mid, like maybe from here. But the problem, if you, so say the first round you peek here, right, you get a kill, you're out, perfect, nice. But if you play here again the next round, more than likely there's not really going to be anyone peeking you, at least from tiles, right? So at the very least, swap up to this angle and hold here. As a duelist and as Jett opping, it's very, very okay. It's actually preferred for you to rotate around in higher levels of play because it's going to be the highest chance for you to get kills. So now we're holding here the next round, and then we get another, oops, don't dash. And then we get another kill, top cat, right? Top mid. And that's just going to get you free, another free pick at the beginning of the round. And so after this round, you're going to, again, want to swap it up. If you want, you can go back here. But more than likely, I would suggest going A main or B main. So say we go A main, since we haven't been over here in a little bit. It's going to take a lot of prediction and just a lot of like intuition where you think they're going to go. I'm naturally pretty good at trying to predict where they go, but you're always going to make mistakes. You're always going to predict incorrectly. So let's say we peek here, and then it turns out that they're B main. Usually it's about after like 5 to 10 seconds, or after the enemies start showing on B, that I would start leaving. It's always okay to start to rotate, unless you're the only person here. Oops, again, this is a pretty good spot to play if you're not sure if they're actually coming out B or not, because we can hold from here, and then we can just start smoke, try to get out. So yeah, if that happens, retaking with the op is very hard. That's why you're probably going to want to have like a sheriff or like a shorty, because what we can do with this is we can kind of wait for them, see if one's going to peek us. Because, you know, if they don't know that we're opping still, and we're rotating to retake, then, you know, we get the free kill here. We smoke. Maybe throw another smoke. And if you're opping as Jett with a shorty, you know, people might try to push you, especially if you're like the last one alive. So that's why the shorty's good. The sheriff is good for other obvious reasons, because, you know, it's just a monster for a pistol. So people might not expect you to have that much firepower whenever they see the op. Also, we can't forget knives. Knives is the best alternative to the op. So you just, you know, you want to use the op, bang, but then you also have this, right? If you need to kill more. Also, it's completely okay to save whenever, you know, whenever you're trying to retake and you realize it's probably like, say, you know, it's a 2v4, you're like, alright, we can do this, and then your teammate dies, you get 1, and then it's a 1v3. You're probably gonna want to save. Unless you guys are rich, super rich, it's like an 8-0 stomp, you're probably gonna want to save in most scenarios. So, other than that, opping on attack is not something I'm gonna talk about too much, but I'll just kind of mention it briefly. So when you're opping on attack, what you want to do is you're kind of just taking these same sort of fights. Jump peeking, by the way, is okay, but you're basically just peeking as if you had like a vandal and you're trying to one-tap, but your one-tap is in the chest, not the head. And obviously, even though you're duelist as Jett, you don't really want to push in first here. You're kind of just, your single objective on attack with an op is just to look for kills and hold angles to see if people are going to peek you. So for example, it's okay to clear all these things, but if, you know, if you don't see anyone here at all, which is pretty common for no one to peek, then you don't want to push unless your team is going to go first with like a different duelist. Then you can just sit here and hold as your team's pushing. But otherwise, you're just waiting for someone to like peek here, say, or here. And if you can get one, then that's really good. That's what you want. But Because of this reason, it's harder to op on attack. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like over here on B. Because basically, it's just harder, right? Like on defense, your whole job is to hold angles, and they have to push into you. On attack, you have to push into them, and also you can walk with your op unscoped, but just make sure that you know when to scope, basically. So yeah, we're just clearing all these angles that they could be at, and then we're just gonna hold. We don't want to push because again, it's hard. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Opping in mid on attack is probably the best on this map, just because how long range this is. You can see. But that's gonna be about it for the video. If you guys want more op videos like this for different maps, let me know. I'm trying to figure out what my next sort of series is gonna be. I have a couple more for crosshair placement or pre-aim, but I just wanted to throw this one out there, see if any of you liked it. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.